What is up, guys? It's your boy Falcon back again, and in today's video I'm showing you on a 20NT Buick Encore. I'm showing you how to replace the valve cover just in case your valve cover is leaking, is bad, or you have a code P0171, which means system too lean. Now with the system too lean, it could be a valve intake or a bad valve cover. In this particular car, I'm replacing both of them. But I'm doing two separate videos, so for this video I'm going to show you how to replace the valve cover, and if your check valve is bad on your intake, I'm going to show you how to replace that on the later video. So for now, P0171, your valve cover is, so if your PC valve is leaking or is hissing, you need to replace the valve cover. There is no fix around it. So let me show you how to do that. So this is a 2018 Buick Encore 1.4. But it's the same procedure for any Chevy 1.4. That includes the Chevy Trax, Chevy Cruze with a 1.4 liter turbo engine. So we're gonna start off by disconnecting the coil pack right here, move it off to the side. Then with a T30 Torx bit, we're gonna remove the coil pack. Just those two bolts, you can leave them in or you can take them out however you want. So if you take out the two T30 bolts, we're gonna pull the coil pack from both sides. Just be careful, try to pull it out evenly. Once it's completely out, we can move it up to the side and inspect to see if it has any oil in the bottom. But we're going to replace the valve cover or valve gaskets anyway, so it really doesn't matter here. So now we go around the entire valve cover and remove all the wiring harness or vacuum hoses wherever it has around. Like on this instance, it has some on the grommets on the top, so we'll remove that harness and kind of pull it out of the way. We can see where it was rubbing with that PCV right there, the one that is hissing. We'll move that out of the way. Right here on the left side, we have one heater hose and also another kind of like a harness clip that goes on the side of the valve cover. So we're going to remove that out of the way. And this is just to give us more space, that way we're not really like stretching the lines or the hoses at the end. On this intake hose right here on the top, it has a metal clip. We can just pull it off to the side. And then that way I can take this plastic hose off. And the reason why I want to take it off, because like I said, it's plastic and it might be brittle, so just to give us more room, and we don't want to stretch it and accidentally break it and then having to replace something that it wasn't broken before. So like I said, we move this heater hose out of the way, this harness out of the way. So here I'm just going around the valve cover, just making sure that I got all my harnesses out of the way, that I'm going to be able to pull this valve cover off. We remove the oil dipstick because it goes through the valve cover. So now with a E10 Torx or reverse Torx or female Torx, however people want to call it, we're going to go ahead and take out all the bolts for the valve cover. Now it really doesn't matter if you do start, cross, pattern, whenever you're removing it. Of course it does matter whenever we're replacing them. But for now we're just going to go ahead and take off every single bolt out. So now this valve cover is pretty stuck in here, so we're going to use this long flathead screwdriver or bar, and I'm going to hammer it into the valve cover, between the valve cover and the head itself, just so I can kind of pop it loose. And here it goes, we can see it kind of loosen up, and now we can pull the whole thing out. Be careful with just double checking your harness, make sure all the harness are out of the way. Double check the one on the left side. This harness over here on the left side does have two clips, so just make sure that you pop those off. That way you can move the harness out of the way. After you do that, then you should be able just to pull it all out. There's this one kind of clip right here on the top. Make sure you move that out of the way. And now that should give us enough room just to pull the valve cover out. There you go. Now we just come back, remove the gasket if it was still stuck in there. Now with the rack, I like to go around every single, basically the lip of the head where it's going to touch the valve cover. Make sure everything's clean. You don't want, and if you need to use brake cleaner, you spray some brake cleaner on the rack that you clean it with, and then make sure that you clean the surface where it's going to meet the new gasket with the valve cover. There's only two spots that you need to basically clean really good with a razor blade or something like that, and that is where the head meets the timing cover, which is right here. There's one corner here and another one on the other side of the timing chain. Those are not usually even, so you're gonna see some silicone residue here, you want to kind of scrape it off with a razor blade or something like that, so you can take it completely off. And then we're gonna put some fresh silicone on both spots wherever we took the silicone off from. And there it goes, that's done on one side. So we're gonna put some more silicone on the other side. And this is a GM part number for the valve cover, just in case you guys want to get it from GM. I would recommend you guys get it from GM. So now we're gonna install the new valve cover. Whenever we put it on, the new valve cover from GM should come with bolts already and the gasket. So we put it on, make sure it sits flat, make sure that there's no hardness on the way or anything like that. And then I usually like to start a couple of threads by hand every single bolt. So go around and making sure that all the bolts are kind of like started already. Now that I make sure that all the bolts have been started, and I go back in there and make sure everything's tying up with my gun. Now on this, there are like what I would consider maybe like a 10mm size, so they don't go super tight. You can feel them when they bottom out. And then whenever you're tying them up, make sure you kind of go in a crisscross pattern. If you see I start on one corner, then move to the other corner, then the opposite corner, and kind of like that. Maybe this is overkill, but I always like at the end to kind of go back and by hand just make sure that they're all tight one at a time, and I can kind of feel it by hand how tight they are and everything like that. So now to install the oil cap extender, I guess I don't know why it doesn't come with the oil cap just right on it, but I transferred this from the old valve cover into the new one. Then this little clip that it has here, and now the valve cover. And now we're just put our coil pack back on, and we're gonna tighten it back down with our T30. Now from here, just after you do this and connect everything on, make sure you put all your harness and that heater hose that was on the side, everything back where it should be. But from here, I'm not really gonna show this on this video because I'm still gonna go and take out the valve cover, so I'm not really gonna do that. But you guys make sure that you guys go around, all the harness are back where it goes in the little crevice and everything. Put that hose back in, connect your coil pack, and that is how you replace the valve cover. Like I said, just go around, make sure that all your hoses back are where they're at. I didn't show you that on the video because I still have to take out the intake on this particular car, but for now, that is how you replace the valve cover. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell for me, share the channel. I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. You guys have yourselves a great day.